for the veterans and their families. The sacrifices didn't end at the war. 200,000 lost their lives attempting to flee the persecution of the Secret War veterans and their families out of Laos. Wendy had told you about the fact that many, probably an average of 10 years that you and your family spent in refugee camps in Thailand. You weren't picked up by the U.S. government and brought over to the United States and brought here and given houses and vans like some people want to tell us. That isn't what happened. You made sacrifices there, your families made sacrifices here to get you here. You had to be sponsored, you had to work your way here. You didn't come here because some handout by anybody. The work never stopped. You've had a tough fight to get here. And I want to honor that generation that got the younger generation I talked about here. You faced, after coming out of the refugee camps, you faced an uncertain future in a land that didn't necessarily even understand you or welcome you. But because of that, because of the sacrifices you made, not only your children, but our children, my grandchildren, have a safer and a more fulfilling country here because of the things that you've brought to us and the sacrifices you've made for us. Because of you, that young American generation of Hmong that I talk about, they have the greatest opportunities now in Hmong history that the Hmong have ever had. That is because of you. It is your pain and suffering that has not been in vain. You have left a legacy that far exceeds that of any of your ancestors. America is truly fortunate to have you as neighbors and now fellow American citizens. Above all, I want you to understand, you can't understand the sacrifices that you made. You can't understand the hardships. You can't understand the fact that so many of your family had to die, that you had to suffer so much, that every one of these veterans that stood here have war wounds. They've suffered greatly, but they stand and they continue to go. And because of that, you have done more for Hmong history than all of your ancestors. You need to understand that. This future for the Hmong that you've planted the seed for is because of the hard work that you did and the sacrifices that you made. And I'm asking the young generation to understand that and to hold on to that and to honor that by carrying on the Hmong tradition.
内在政治内我